This is Russ. Yeah, I'm back out on the road once again. Yeah, let's see here. It says I'm doing 18 miles an hour, 18.9 according to my speedometer. So yeah, what are we on? Well, it's blue. It's got a front basket. It's got a couple batteries in there. Yeah, we're on the Electric Bike Company Model S. Yeah, I haven't taken this out in a while, so I figured, yeah, why not? Yeah, so, yeah, for you guys who are new, the Electric Bike Company Model S is a beach cruiser that was customized for the RUSSISRIGHT channel by the nice folks at Electric Bike Company. Yeah, if you've never seen their bikes before, check them out. Yeah, they're assembled here in the United States, out in California. Yeah, of global components. Can't speak today because I can't hear myself. The wind is blowing up against me. I can't hear a thing I'm saying. It's kind of funny because the microphone, of course, picks up just me. But, you know, sometimes if you have your wind blowing against you on your ears, you can't hear anything except wind noise. So when that happens, I don't speak too well. So this is a pure class 2 bike or a pure class 3 bike. Because it will not go to 28 miles per hour unless you pedal it to 28 miles per hour. Otherwise it'll just do 20. Throttle will only do 20. Alright, let me mention too, sometimes people wonder why cars are in the bike lane. This is not actually a bike lane, this is actually a parking lane. So I'm actually in the parking lane while we're doing that. Oh, what's going on here? Looking on to the left here. What do they got there? What is that? Is that a siren system they're putting together? Let's go up the sidewalk here. Take a look at this thing to the right. What are they installing there? That thing's huge. I think that's a warning bell, you know, like a tornado warning thing or something. I don't know. I think it's huge. I know you might not be able to see it because it's kind of high up there, but they're installing something with that big crane. So why am I on the Electric Bike Company bike? Well, hadn't taken it out for a while. It had just finished raining yesterday, a lot of rain yesterday. A little bit today too. So it's nice and cool. And you might see some remnants of some rain on the ground. Not much, I think most of it's already burned off a little bit. So I figured, yeah, let's take a easy ride today. Nothing hard, nothing special, just nice and easy. That sounds like beach cruiser time to me. Doesn't that sound like a beach cruiser time? Something easy? Now here's the interesting thing. If you've been watching this channel for a while and you've seen me ride this bike before, you know that the front batteries kind of rattle inside that basket. All it needs is something underneath it, maybe like a towel, a thin towel or something like that, to keep the battery housing from bouncing around on the metal cage that's in the basket in here. There's 2 batteries in there. There's also a battery in the back of the bike. So supposedly you have a lot of range because you have a lot of batteries, right? Well, those batteries in a cage sometimes rattle, and I kept saying I was going to get something to put underneath there, and I still have yet to do it. So if you hear the rattling a little bit, that's what that is. It's just the batteries rattling around in there. Alright, let's see if she turns, and she is, and now I'm going her direction here. On your left. So yeah, I've been too lazy to do it. It's a simple fix, and I still haven't done it. Yeah, that's how it is. I guess sometimes you're just too lazy to do things. But here's what I've noticed though. And people have asked me whether, you know, with this many batteries in here, what's the range on it? I still haven't done a range test yet. And I think the reason why is because I do believe that the battery drains a little bit on this bike when you don't use it. I've noticed that some batteries do that on some bikes. Something draws some current or something like that, just kind of drains. Yeah, several of my bikes kind of have that. Let me know if your bike does that. You know, if you haven't ridden it in a while, let's say you charge it up to 100%, just left the batteries on the bike. When you went and finally went out and rode it, did you find that your battery wasn't as fully charged up as you thought it was? I have a gut feeling that's what's happening on this bike. So every time I take it, I go, yeah, okay, we should try to do a range test. Oh, it's not fully charged. Even though I charged it, you know. I think before I can actually do any kind of range test on this thing, I actually have to charge it and then say, this is the day we're going to go do it. I think that's what's going to end up having to happen for me to be able to do it on this bike. I took it once out to a little bit of distance. Good morning. And I took it out to the Des Plaines River. Remember that ride? You might remember that ride. Yeah, I barely made it back. Come on, that wasn't that far away. How come my batteries were dying out? I think they're draining. That's what I'm thinking. Because again, I didn't take that bike out for a while before I did that ride, and so there's no way with this many batteries on here, it should only give me enough to get me there and back. It should have been able to do a lot further than that. So, yeah, something drains the batteries in here when you don't use it for a while. I have another bike too that drains so much that it's pretty much dead by the time I want to take it. Why is it doing that? Now you may say, take the batteries off. Yes, I can't. Certain bikes I can't. Like this bike, I really can't. It's kind of built in, you know, it's all kind of connected. So no, I can't do it. Same thing for the other bikes that seem to drain too. I really can't take the batteries off of them. So they stay on the bike and something internally drains the batteries. So those bikes make it a little bit more difficult to deal with. Unless you're riding it all the time, then you won't notice it, of course. But if, you know, in my case, since I have several bikes, I may leave a bike for weeks before I actually take it out again. So, yeah, it becomes more of an issue for me. So I almost have to kind of plan it. Like if I wanted to take this bike out, I wanted to check its range, or maybe I want to go someplace farther with it, I think I got to charge the battery just before I take it out. Or at least the night before, you know. Can't wait several weeks and then take it out. So let me know if your bike seems to do that to you. All right, hey, we're clear. We can get through here. So anyway, what else is happening here? Well. Not a whole lot. I'm going, what is new going on here? I mean, some things are going on, I just can't tell you about it because it's private business stuff, you know, if you get my drift. Sometimes we're not allowed to say certain things, or maybe certain things are coming in. I know it's coming, but can't tell you about it, you know. So anyway, it seems so far that two of the bikes that I have up for sale have people interested in it, leaving at least 4 of them still available for you. Take a look at the RUSSISRIGHT.blogspot.com site, and you'll see which ones are available and the prices. And will we be adding more to that? Eventually we will, yeah. Eventually we will. I can't keep them all, and as our season progresses, I need to move them on in preparation for new ones coming in. And I have told the companies that, you know, some of the companies at least, that, you know, if I were to take in one of their bikes, I might be able to do the review, but I might not be able to keep it. I usually, as you know, I usually tend to keep the bikes for a while and ride them for a while, but I might not be able to do that for everybody's bike going forward. I feel a little bad about that. Morning. So I don't know how they feel about that. One company wasn't sure about that. I think they like the fact that I ride it, but yeah, I just don't have space anymore. It's gotten way out of control, and the living room is no longer the living room. It's the garage. It's the bike garage at this point. I mean, I can't continue to do that and keep Mrs. Wright happy with it either. So some of the bikes have got to go. It's just the way it is. And oh, we're at the hill test. Let's see what this bike does. I know this bike struggles to go over the hill if it's just throttle only because of the sheer weight of this bike. We weren't at a full 100% stop there, but that's okay. Let's just do it anyway. I have both batteries on at the same time, by the way, the front basket and the rear. You can see it's struggling to get up here because it's just so heavy. 7.8. 7.8. And well, actually, some of them have gone even worse. I mean, I know there's been some bikes that we've had that I think they've gone down to like 6 or something like that. Well, 7.8 is not too bad considering both batteries are on. It may be drained. The reason I think they're drained is because I know 48 volt batteries usually have a higher voltage than what's showing here. So, all right, we have to move this dog out of the way here. Coming through. Sorry. Alrighty, thank you. Alright, so I hit them with the bell, but they didn't react, so I had to say something. I didn't want to say left or right. I didn't know which way they wanted to go. Typically, we would ride to the left, but I didn't know how they would do it since the dog was there. So anyway, the batteries should typically, I think, on a 48 volt system should be at least around 54 volts at rest, at least, something like that. Yeah, 48 volts is just a nominal name. It's just a settings name, but it's really, when they're fully charged, they usually should go up higher. 52 volt batteries could be, I think, like 58 volts, something like that. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you look at the little battery gauge, it shows full battery. I mean, we do have 3 sets of batteries in here, so it should be, right? But that number will drop as we ride. You know, when the bike is under load, when you're actually using the bike, that voltage will drop. So yeah, we might be fully charged up on some of them, but I think that number went up the minute I turned on the second set of batteries. I mean, usually what I usually do is I will turn on the rear battery and then exhaust that, then turn on the front batteries. But in this case, I turned on both batteries at the same time, just so that I have a little bit more range altogether. So they're running both at the same time at this point. Alright, I see some road construction up ahead. Is that going to affect me? It might. I don't know where it actually is. I think it actually will affect my sidewalk ride here. Sidewalk closed. Alright, so that means I have no choice but to cross the street in order to get across. This could be an issue. let's stop here. All right, I'm gonna have to cross through this thing, which I usually don't do. And this being a very major, busy street, I've got to make sure every side has no cars before I kind of jaywalk it. Jay-ride it? I don't know. But since they've closed the sidewalk on our side, I've got no choice but to cross over. Can't really do it with cars coming. And then there's right turning cars that come across here. So yeah, it's almost near impossible. Can we do it? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe not. I think it's too difficult. It's too difficult with this bike. Forget it. I'm turning around. There's just too many cars. Too many cars. We are aborting. Abort, abort. Let's get out of here. Forget it. Forget it. We are heading out of here. And I'm not that desperate to go over there. Forget it. Head back. Many other places we could ride. So whenever I'm on this bike, I always feel like we're oh, back here again. On your left. Doesn't really matter because she can't hear me. She's got her headphone sets on, her earbuds on. So no matter what I do, whatever I say, she can't hear a thing anyway. This is the problem. People put those things on and they can't hear anything. It's not safe, I'm telling you. I'm telling you from a law enforcement perspective, okay? Yeah, I've worked cases where people have been attacked in forest preserves and things like that. So I'm telling you, it's not safe. You need to hear your surroundings when you're out and about like this. Whatever, no matter what I say, people will do whatever they do, so. Yeah, just more cases for us law enforcement guys to deal with. Or, in my case, former law enforcement guy. Yeah, I've worked some interesting cases in my time. Yeah, whether it was with the police department or whether it was with the district attorney's office, I've seen some things. Seen more things than you should be seeing. Okay, here's the guys with the dogs again. We'll have to come through again. So, yeah, I've worked every type of case. Yeah. Homicides, suicides, murder-suicides, burglary scenes, robbery scenes, rape scenes, you name it, we've done it. Yeah, I never really thought I'd be able to do something like that. When I was younger, I always thought, what a gross job to do. You know, have to deal with that. Yeah, and then look what I end up doing. I've done a lot of stuff. People look at my background and they go, man, you've done a lot of different things. I mean, there's people who, they get a job, they're there for 40 years, they retire, they're out of there. No, not me. I've done everything. I've done crime scene work, I've done photography work, weddings, I've been a salesperson, I've worked in the audio industry. What else have I done? Taught photography, I've done YouTube. What next? What next? Actually, here I'll share with you. You know, I told you that one of our subscribers is considering one of my bikes, and he says, "You're kind of like my hero." I thought that was funny. He says, yeah, you get out and you do things, and he says, "I just sit around and watch TV." Yeah, you're watching Russ is Right. Good, thank you. You watch Russ is Right all day long. Actually, you could watch Russ is Right all day long if you wanted to, because there's like almost 1,000 Russ is Right videos. Yep. I mean, there's a lot of topics you probably wouldn't be interested in. I mean, if you want to watch 2 years of me dealing with my knee replacement, you can watch those. People still watch those. Yeah, I still get comments from people who have bad knees, because they're going through it. They search the internet, they run into the Russ is Right channel about knee replacement. And then I'll get a comment from them telling me about their knee. So, yeah, I still talk to these people. You know, when the comments come through, I do tell them about how my knee had gone, what they might want to expect, you know, might happen for them. Morning. And yeah, I kind of feel for them because I know what they're going to be going through. If they're lucky, they'll be done in several months. If they're not so lucky like me, yeah, it could take you a while. Mine's took, I always say it's between 1.5 to 2 years, because it wasn't really fully better, probably until at least 2 years, but I was functional by about 1.5 years. A year and a half. If people are doing it in 3 months, I'm taking 1.5 years. Yeah, I had one of the worst cases, I think. Or at least according to my physical therapist, he says it is among one of the worst he's seen as far as taking so long to get back to where we should be. So in that sense, that wasn't good. All right, let's see if we make it through here. Well, let's stop because we don't know if the other guy's gonna stop. And he is stopping. Okay, thank you, thank you. Yeah, you got to make sure both sides stop. Just because one side stops, if there's another car coming from the other side, don't just go. Make sure there's some sign that that guy's going to stop too. So yeah, the knee replacement videos took up a good 2 years of the Russ is Right channel. And then the e-bike stuff started happening. I bought the e-bike to fix my knee, as we all know. And in general, it helps. You know, I don't use it to lose weight, although I do need to lose weight, but I do pedal on occasion to keep my knee moving. Yeah, so in that sense it helps. And I wanted to get out too. I didn't want to stay inside all the time, so yeah, that's why I have the e-bikes. And then the next thing you knew, manufacturers started taking notice and sending me bikes, and we started doing reviews along with my daily rides, which I still do for you guys. The only time we're not on is really Sundays and Mondays on YouTube. I mean, you could always watch my older stuff if you wanted to, but new stuff doesn't come out on Sundays or Mondays. It gives me the weekend off, and then gives me enough time at least to go out on Monday for a Tuesday video at least. So that's why we don't do Sundays and Mondays. But all the other times, if the weather doesn't hold me back, or the air quality or something doesn't hold me back, I'm out there trying to do at least a daily ride and just riding around town. Now here's an interesting thing. One of our subscribers who's been watching us for a long time, he has a channel of his own too. He says that I've gone through some of these places so many times that he's starting to recognize not only the area, but he's also recognizing the people that we pass. Yeah, it's true. I do pass certain people all the time, and he's starting to recognize these folks. So, I mean, these guys recognize me too because they see me riding all the time. I always wonder what they must think. I mean, most of them don't know I have a YouTube channel, and that's why I have so many different bikes that I'm always riding. They got to be able to figure out something. They say, how come this guy is always on a different bike all the time? See him riding by all the time. I mean, how could you miss me? I'm a big guy with a yellow vest or an orange vest. I have the orange vest whenever I ride the Deer Step Through 20 now. how could you miss me? So really, it's pretty noticeable. I got the X-Needle helmet that's blinking. You really, you really can't miss me. You gotta be blind if you don't notice me. And then when you're on a bike like this one's pretty noticeable. And we don't see a whole lot of, well, okay, there are beach cruisers out here in Chicago. I'm not saying there isn't, but probably less of them. We don't have, okay, we got Lake Michigan. let me back that up. We do have Lake Michigan, but I chose this style of the bike from Electric Bike Company because they're kind of known for it. And I said, you know what? Why should all my bikes look exactly the same? Let's get something different. So this one had color, you know, I chose the color on it. It has a beach cruiser feel to it. It's got a lot of batteries on it. It's got a lot of stuff on it. So, by the way, for the person who's considering one of my bikes, and you know who you are, you're probably watching the videos because you're waiting for your bike to be given to you on Wednesday. I did check everything out, everything's working. Okay, we discussed that maybe the light might not be working on that bike. No, it works. I just forgot that you gotta hold down certain buttons in order to get it to work. Yeah, every bike has a different thing. Some of the bikes you push, you know, the up button on your pedal assist, you push that up and hold it for a while and then it turns it on. But that's what I was doing. This one doesn't do that. You gotta hold the power button and the up button at the same time to turn it on. I'd forgotten that. No, they all have their own little things, you know, different ways to do this and different ways to do that. And since it's, you know, I got so many bikes, I can't remember each one of them. They have certain sequence. Like, for instance, this bike, pedal assist doesn't work when you first turn on the bike. You have to actually turn on the pedal assist. Who would know to do that, right? It's either like the power switch and the down button, or is it the power switch and the up button? I don't know, one of those two, I can't remember. I did it this morning and I can't remember already. Yeah, it's they all have their little sequence of pushing button things. I mean, if it's your only bike, you're not going to forget it. When you got multiple bikes, you're going to forget it because one does it this way, the other does it another way. So there you go. So everything works. I'm sure he's looking forward to getting the bike. So yeah. So anyway, like this bike doesn't have any water bottle bosses for the bottle cage. So again, what I did is I zip tied a bottle cage holder onto the front basket on the side. And in this case, it's on the right-hand side because my thumb throttle is on the left-hand side. So wherever my thumb throttle is, I put the bottle cage on the opposite side. Because sometimes I might want to be throttling and keeping the bike moving while I'm drinking some water. So if I got to hold down the throttle with the left hand on this bike, I'll be holding the bottle on the right hand. So that's what determines which side I put the water bottle cage. In case you're interested in doing something similar to your bike, if you don't have any place to put your bottle cage. Some bikes don't. Some bikes don't give you the little bottle cage things. The little bosses on it. Others do have it, and then you can mount it there. But some of them, the mounting positions are kind of weird. It's like, really, would I stick my bottle way down there on the down tube? So, I mean, then you got to reach down to get it and everything. Morning. But I think putting it on the front basket, yeah, I can see it. I can get to it. I mean, I just reach over, right? Reach over, grab it. Try to stay from falling over. Drink some water, put some stuff back down. This is a long reach on this one. It's a big opening for the step through on this bike. And so they have the swept back handlebars here, which makes it easier to be more upright on the bike. Yeah, this is a total upright position. I mean, I am literally, back is straight. I'm not leaning forward or anything like that because the handlebars come way back. It is a different feel, you know, if you're used to straight handlebars that go across like like a mountain bike style type of thing. These swept back handlebars are like, wow. I mean, the angle is different, right? It's hanging back here. It even says Electric Bike Company on here. Everything's branded. It's kind of cool. Subtly branded. Yeah, and they are leather. They're not fake leather. They're real leather. Yeah, nothing but the best on Electric Bike Company's stuff. Right? They want to put the best stuff on there, and that's why this bike, you know, when you first consider it, I think it's something like maybe 2,600, 2,300, 2,300 maybe, something like that. My bike was like 5,600. Yeah, we maxed it out. We put a lot of stuff on it. Extra batteries, custom paint jobs, better saddle, suspension seat posts, wooden fenders, wooden chain guard. Yeah, it's got everything on it. Why not? Why not have a showpiece? Yeah, I think this is, you know, like I said, there's certain bikes I won't sell. This would be one of them. I wouldn't sell this off. This is going to be here for a long time. I mean, I think the motor is warranted for like 10 years, something like that. I don't know how long the frame and stuff like that is warranted for, but yeah, I think this. I gotta change out this bell. This bell is kind of like low powered. It's not, doesn't ring as loud as some of our other ones. It's the El Cheapo bell that I bought for all my bikes. It was like $1.70 something bell. Some of them ring real well, and this one doesn't seem to ring very well. I think I need to put a better one on it. Yeah, birds are screeching out here. Ah, what a nice day. You know, after a rain, sometimes it can get really humid. It's not that bad right now. It's actually pretty good. And then when the wind is blowing up against you, it helps too. I waited pretty long to go out. I think it may be around 12 noon, something like that right now. And I think the temperature was like 72 maybe? Something like that. I wanted the temperature to go a little higher because I'm wearing shorts and stuff and stuff. And I wanted to make sure that things that would have been wet have dried up a little bit. Yeah, I mean, you see little puddles here and there, right? But I wanted to make sure it was as dry as it could. I don't want to get splashed up. I mean, I do have fenders, but I don't want to splash it all up. I would prefer it being dry. And then I was afraid of the humidity. I said, would the humidities mess me up too? Well, that's not so bad right now. Yeah, it feels really good. I still have my long sleeves on. It's for the UV protection. I've got my bike gloves on. Yeah, usually the fingers are all tanned up, and then underneath the bike gloves, it's still kind of light. Looks kind of funny that way. And even like my legs are usually tanned up. Yeah, can you see my foot here? See the let me see the socks. Yeah, feet are white. The rest of the leg is tanned. Under the shorts, it's light. Yep, I get tanned up pretty good. My wife bought me suntan stuff, or sunscreen stuff, I should call it, not suntan. And yeah, I haven't really put it on. I feel bad. I should. But that stuff's just so greasy, I just don't want to put all that stuff on. So yeah, I'll pay the price, I'm sure. It'll cost me in skin cancer down the road. I gotta be more careful, I guess. Yeah, so you might notice that, you know, I'm not riding this bike extremely fast. You know, the thing is, another weird thing with this bike is that depending on what your pedal assist levels are, your throttle only goes as far as what the pedal assist level can do. Like if you're like pedal assist level 2, okay, so if I max throttle this, it only goes as fast as whatever pedal assist level 2 is supposed to give you. In this case, seems like 13.9 miles an hour, give or take. So if I was like on pedal assist level 1 and I throttled full blast, I'm throttling full now. 11.3, you see? So if you want to go full power on your pedal assist, on your throttle, you've got to move that thing to pedal assist level 5. Then you throttle and you can start seeing, now we're moving up, right? So every bike has its own little things. And again, it won't throttle past 20 miles per hour. That's a true class 2 bike. If you pedal it, you can pedal it to 28. I've done that before where, you know, all right, let me pedal a little bit here. So I'm pedaling, and you can see I'm 21, 22, 23. Oh, stop sign coming up. But you get the idea. You can get your 28, but you got to pedal it to do it. That is a pure class 3 bike. So I've said before, if you want a bike that goes by the letter of the law, this is the bike that does it. Yeah, they feel very strong about that, and that's how our laws are written. So really, they've maintained it. So I applaud them for doing that, because I know that, and I'm sure they know too, that if they were to skate the law like most of my bikes are, they skated a little bit, might sell better. I mean, some people prefer to be able to throttle the 28, me being one of them. But at times, you know, I feel like, yeah, let's take it easy. And that's what I'm doing today. I'm just taking it easy, and I'm riding by the letter of the law. The letter of the law. Who made up these, what do they call those things? I don't even know what they call things where you say things. It's a kind of common phrases people say. What is that called? Yeah, put a comment below. Alright, the wind is blowing up against me again, so it's hard for me to hear myself. But yeah, if I want a throttle, I've got to go to 5 if I want full throttle. Okay, now if I'm pedaling, you know, I have cadence sensor on this bike, so I don't have to pedal hard. I'm pedaling at level 4. What's that giving me? 16.9 miles per hour, 17 miles an hour. So as long as you keep your legs moving, it'll go. I mean, you don't have to punch down hard to get that. You let the pedal assist help you there. Now, if you have a torque sensor, then yeah, you want more power. You have to pedal harder to get that more power to the bike. I think if you have a torque sensor and also a throttle, that's a good combination. So if you're too tired from all that heavy pedaling to try to get more speed, and you say, oh, I'm tired out, then you can just you can just throttle it at that point to bring it up, right? So my Euphree City Robin X Plus is a torque sensor bike with throttle. So that works that way. By the way, if you're looking for the cadence sensor version of that bike, that is available for sale right now. Yeah, I told them that I would probably sell that one off. I don't need 2 of the same bike, and the current version is the torque sensor version, which I will hang on to because it is the most recent version of the bike. But I said I'll probably sell off the other one, but it's still available for those who want it. If you're looking for a commuter style bike, that's a nice one to consider. I love the color on it too. It's a blue color. I wish my current one, all right, this guy's coming up, I want to make sure they stop. I wish my current one was blue. It's black. I originally had asked for their emerald green or whatever they call it version, but for some reason a mistake was made and they sent me the black one. So I have a black version of that bike. But anyway, check out the RUSSISRIGHT.blogspot.com site and take a look at what bikes are available. Others will be added to it in time. So if you're not happy with what you see, you want one of the other ones, then yeah, just sit tight. The other ones will eventually be available there. Other bikes I have maintained and kept with because I still ride them. And let's turn here. But yeah, if you're looking for the Magicycle bikes, yeah, those are not available. As I mentioned in the last video, I'm only going to sell off the other brands. All the Magicycle bikes I really like, and so I'm going to be using them all the time. And even the 3 Jaguar Rundies that we'll have. We have 2 now, another one's coming. I'm hanging on to all 3 of them because at times people want to borrow a bike to try out or something, or maybe they want to go riding with me or whatever. That's the one I'm going to give them to use. I typically, if you came and said, hey, I want to try a bike out, not you guys, friends and family, but if somebody said I want to try a bike out, I'd rather them try out something like the Jaguar Rundi. Because first off, many of them, they've never ridden a bike in a long time. The Jaguar Rundi is a step-through version. It's a folding bike. It's smaller in stature. It's a 20-inch wheel. It's easier for them to start out riding again on. So like, I would not give anybody this bike to ride. If they fell and damaged this bike, I wouldn't feel too good about it. I wouldn't feel good if they damaged the Jaguar Rundi either, but the chances of them falling on that bike is less because it's easier to control. That's all I'm saying. All right, we've gone around. Yeah, we kind of started out over here. Why am I still going this direction? All right, that's okay. We'll pass through here. We got a car across from us. I just want to make sure we have a car across from us because that's what that's what triggers our light for us, and that's what that guy's going to do for us. So yeah, that's the deal. More bikes will be added eventually, but yeah, the Magicycles I hang on to. My Himiway, I hang on to that too. I have the Himiway Zebra. I don't have a lot of Himiways, but more might eventually be coming my way. But I do hang on to the Zebra because I like the Zebra. The Zebra is a nice bike. Many of you guys have actually bought the Zebra too, so thank you for that. I do see the people who use the affiliate codes and everything. Yeah, use the link too, not just the codes. I get credit for it when you click the link to place your order, not just when you use the code. You know, if you just use the RUSSISRIGHT codes, you get a discount, but I get nothing out of it. And it doesn't cost you any more to use the link either. But that click of that link when you place the order, before you place that order, the day you place the order, you click the link and then you place your order there. At least do it that way. That signals to them that it's coming from RUSSISRIGHT, and then they give me a small commission. So it doesn't cost you any extra, and you still get to use my code. So everybody wins at that point. But if you only use my code, I don't get anything out of it. All right. So help me out. Keep a retired guy going, and keeps this channel going. Gives me the incentive to do more, right? To do better. So I know a lot of Magicycle bikes were sold without the affiliate link. It may still be doing it that way. Quite a few have been sold without it. So yeah, click the link. Helps me out. All right, so what about saddles? Let me talk about saddles. I'm talking about it because I'm squirming a little bit to get a good seating position here. Now, it's nice on here because I got a suspension seat post, and I also have a very wide, cushy Electric Bike Company saddle. Which is the nicest saddle? This may very well be one of the nicest, if not the nicest. The Electric Bike Company saddle. Yeah, I think it's like $79 on their website. You can get it in brown or black. I got it in brown because it kind of matches the rest of the brown motif of the wood fenders and the handlebar grips. So I got a brown saddle. But I think on all my other bikes, if I were to buy their saddle, I'd get it in black. So yeah, if you want a nice saddle, that would be a nice one. It costs a lot of money. It's not cheap. It's $79. But it is definitely a cushy saddle. I like it a lot. I also like the Giddy Up saddle, which is really strange looking. It's sitting on the Magicycle Cruiser along with a suspension seat post from Suntour, given to me by Magicycle. But the Giddy Up, as weird as it looks, You know, it looks like wings on the side. I have not really seen whether they still sell that or they don't. There's another brand that Amazon sells that looks very similar. I may have linked that in the description, that thing, because I couldn't find the Giddy Up one anymore. But that's a kind of interesting saddle. But those wings that stick out on either side, you know, that cradles your butt, they aren't supported. So it feels kind of funny. It feels like you're rocking back and forth on them because there's nothing really supporting it, just kind of like extra pieces that stick out on the side. But because of those extra pieces, it makes it feel cushy. That's an interesting saddle. Some people like it, some people don't. So it's kind of a polarizing saddle. Speaking of polarizers, I did hear back from Magicycle, where I told them about using the clear tape trick on the display screen. Like this screen, I can see perfectly fine. I mean, I don't have to do anything to it. I'm wearing sunglasses, prescription sunglasses. It's fine with this one. But on theirs, you just can't really read it. So anyways, they know about it now. They did respond back. It says, my handler, I call her my handler. She's in charge of the influencers. She said that she has pushed that information forward to her team leader. So this way, they can you know, they'll watch the video, they'll take a look to see what it is, and she says, yeah, we can see it on the video. That we can now actually see the screen. So they got the information now. Whether they do something about it or not, it's up to them, right? No, that was fairly loud. It's up to them if they want to do something or not. I'm not pushing them to do it. I'm just saying that here's this potential solution. Maybe they can come up with something commercially made that, or have some company make something for them that they can put over their screens. Yeah, then there will be less complained about I can't see the screen with the polarizer. I mean, they could just permanently put it on there if they wanted to, right? Just before they ship the bike, they know, you know, even if you don't wear polarizing sunglasses, you can still see it with the tape across it. But then when you put the polarizing sunglasses on, you can still see it then. But if you don't put that solution of putting a clear packing tape across it diagonally, you can't see the information on the screen. So I hope they do something. I really do, because that's kind of important to be able to see your screen. I mean, that's the reason we have a screen, right? All right, anyway. Is there anything else I need to tell you for today? No, actually, if you look straight ahead, you can see that crane. Okay, you guys see that's beyond the guys playing pickleball or tennis or whatever they're playing. They're playing pickleball. They're installing that thing. That's really tall, and it looks like a big horn. I think it's one of those civil address horns. I don't know what they call it. What's those thing called? Emergency horns, emergency signal horns, maybe? You know, like if a tornado were to happen, the horn would go off. I mean, sad to think about what happened in Maui. You know, those guys didn't even get any type of warning. Maybe that's what prompted them. They need to do something. I mean, we do have those type of things here locally, so maybe they're just adding another one. I don't know. It's pretty tall. Those things are loud too. I've ridden past those when I was on the bike path in the forest preserve, and I heard one go off, and I think, wow. I mean, every Tuesday at 10 o'clock it goes off. That's how they test it. So every Tuesday we hear it. All right, I think that's about all I need to tell you for today. I just wanted to get out there. I mean, nothing special, no going anywhere special. I just wanted to at least take the bike out. Anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. I'll talk to you guys next time.